Well, let's bring you someone who can give a good explanation for all of this. We're joined by legal journalist Karyn Maughan. Thank you for being with us, Karyn. So if you can't confirm something that should be easy to confirm, it really casts doubt. She can't confirm if she has this administration qualification. Just give us more insight into how the Commission received that today.
Well, it's a fascinating situation because essentially this is the first time we've seen a witness in the inquiry assert this kind of massive, while her lawyers say it's not a blanket right, she certainly applied it as a blanket right, to just remain silent, even in the face of what appear to be pretty simple and banal questions. And of course, the inquiry's Kate Hofmeyr making it very clear that she does not believe that Dudu Myeni, in fact, even has this legal right to do what she is doing, given that she's not an accused person in a criminal trial. However, Dudu Myeni steadfastly throughout today, in response to virtually every single question that she was asked, including towards the end of it, whether she understood that fraud was a crime, saying that she would not answer those questions because she had a belief that she may be incriminating herself. One has to wonder how this is going to progress tomorrow. And certainly, Francis, if this will set a precedent of response for some of the other witnesses that may be called to testify or answer questions in the coming days and weeks.
And bringing up OUTA, so that's an organization undoing tax abuse. Let's just put this into context. They took her to court previously, and she was found to be a delinquent director, meaning she cannot be on any board. So saying that the Commission worked with OUTA, is that sort of heading towards claims of bias against her? We've seen some people use that as well.
Well, OUTA's delinquency application had its genesis in 2016. And, we know that Carol Steinberg, arguing for them, actually, cross-examined Dudu Myeni and questioned her at length about her conduct at SAA. And, of course, as a consequence of the evidence that emerged during that hearing, Judge Renal Tolmay saying that she wanted all of this evidence, the documents and the testimony, to be put before the NPA as well as her judgment, so that it could make a determination about if Dudu Myeni should face potential criminal prosecution. And it's really on the basis of that judgment, which Dudu Myeni is attempting to appeal, that she's arguing that she doesn't want to incriminate herself in the context of this commission. But certainly the work that was done by OUTA, while they may have obtained certain publicly available documents which are put on the inquiry's website as part of statements from witnesses after they have testified, to suggest that amounts to collusion is quite an argument to make. And I don't think that would necessarily stand up to any form of legal scrutiny, to be honest.
And if she's trying not to incriminate herself, presumably nothing stops the authorities from starting to dig and look at what's happening with that qualification, even the Zondo Commission investigators.
Yes, but it goes beyond just the qualification issue. The questioning around the Airbus deal and her alleged interference in it, this questioning about, making certain pronouncements in letters to Malusi Gigaba, that the board had made certain decisions about, spending, purchasing or obtaining these 10 Airbuses and then reversing that decision and saying it was a mistake. Kate Hofmeyr now saying that, these decisions, the board never made any such decisions, that Dudu Myeni was in fact engaged in fraudulent conduct in terms of what she did there. And of course, every time asking these questions, saying to her, that there's a suggestion, there's no evidence that this was in fact a mistake. There appears to be some kind of intentionality behind it, very much making it clear that there is a case to be made for Dudu Myeni being involved in fraud in that respect. So, while Dudu Myeni is saying, yes, I am concerned about potential criminal prosecution, that has not stopped the inquiry from going straight to the heart of what may end up being the case against her.
Yeah, well, finally, I mean, her approach has generally been interesting. She keeps on saying she can't be blamed anyway for decisions that were made collectively. Has Dudu Myeni admitted to any wrongdoing at the Zondo Commission?
None whatsoever. And I think that, it's going to be fascinating tomorrow where she will obviously face questions beyond the parameters of just SAA. I mean, there have been a number of very serious averments made about her during evidence at the inquiry. She's been asked to address, I think, in the region of about 20 different topics from the inquiry. This issue of whether she received inappropriate or unlawful protection from the state security agency, whether she intervened in the so-called purge of the ESCOM executive in 2015 to allow for a capture of that organization, allegedly. These kind of issues, her communication, her relationship with Nhlanhla Nene, and of course the Bosasa evidence that she received 300,000 Rand in cash for the Jacob Zuma Foundation. All of these issues are going to be put to her, and one can see from today's responses that she's simply going to decline to answer them, despite the fact that, at least in relation to Bosasa, she's already filed a 4-page affidavit in which she dismissed Angelo Agrizi's evidence against her as simply that of a racist who had fabricated certain claims against her.
All right, thank you for breaking it down for us, legal journalist Karyn Maughan. And of course, we as SABC News will be at the Zondo Commission tomorrow and follow how this all plays out.